Having said that, yes, politics was going to become less personal, he commissioned an advert which said this bloke, Cameron, is toffee-nosed, went to a big posh private school, unlike Tony. Oh, no, quite like Tony. Went into PR, where he just did whatever he was told for money, unlike Tony, who was a lawyer. Very, very different, and suggested that Cameron, essentially, is just a Tory, unlike Tony.
And because he wanted desperately to be popular, David told everybody to call him Dave, to show he was one of the people, just like them.
It's a good thing Anthony didn't change his name to something shorter, like Tony. Tone.
He was going to use Mr. T until the 18th.
Labour are expected to launch their own independent inquiry into dodgy
like the Hutton
peerages.
report. I can't wait for the verdict. I wonder what it'll be. Are Labour innocent or are they guilty?
Even more...
Oh, yes, it's the Lib Dems. Oh, look, there's you.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, this is Zelig. There's you again. Oh, and there you are again at the back. This is weird. It's funny, you backed everybody who then lost, didn't you? Which is why I was thrilled you were on my side.
You have my full support.
Was it David Mills,
I think?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Basically,
the David Mills Tester Giles saga, and for all the details, over to you, Ian.
Oh, live. Thanks, Trevor. Well, I don't know much about what's happening at the moment.
I'm sitting near Ian Hislop at the moment, and I can confirm that nothing's happening. Paul.
Can I just come in there? Can I just come in? I've just got Birmingham 2, West Bromwich Albion 1. Back to you, Trevor.
Thank you. David Mills did legal work for Mr. Berlusconi, remortgaged his house, paid off the mortgage in a few months.
Equaliser there from West Bromwich Albion. Beautiful move there up the pitch. Through the penny pound, going low in the far corner. Wonderful goal, wonderful goal. Back to you there, Trevor.
Thank you. Later in the programme, some skateboarding squirrels.
Yes!
This was a man who was asked to get off a bus in Cardiff because he was carrying a tin of paint, and they said this is a dangerous substance, you're not allowed on the bus, new health and safety rules. So he was thrown off the bus because he had a tin of paint in his hand.
What did he have to say to the bus company, do you remember?
You f***ing idiots. Was that the answer you were looking for?
What spends £2,500 on pacemakers?
Oh, I saw this is Lulu for her pet dog.
Is this actually right? Paul's answered Lulu to every question since I first appeared on the show. Is it actually
If in doubt, the answer is Lulu.
Is it Lulu?
The answer is absolutely right.
They met in 2002 at an office party. And
that's almost a film.
Yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey, 2002 an office party. The boring sequel. What happens when you come back from the planet? Well, actually, it was very nice up there. Do you know?
Well, apparently he was wooing her for quite some time. He was trying to attract her attention. Once he sprang out in front of her and pulled a funny face.
Was it his face or passerby's?
We're not sure. We're not sure which funny face it was. Whether it could be this funny face. Or this one. Or even this one. He looks like he's trying there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. But he's always displaying himself like a peacock using beer tins.
Yeah.
Does he come at her like that with pie wrappings and just bits of food he's been eating that catches her eye, like a peacock?
Yeah.
Does he do that?
No, he doesn't do that.
Does he?
Times said that the new 380 Airbus will feature a library, a lounge and a flat-screen waterfall.
How'd you take the books back? You got them for 3 weeks? That sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, there's drawbacks. Even
Drawbacks, really? What?
Yeah.
What could they be?
Well, you'd have to make the cabin taller, and the backsides of people are in different places, so they would have to have adjustable. I don't know if their backsides are supposed to be adjustable, but...
I mean, their backsides are in different places. Well, behind... Sir, madam, your bum is behind your ear.
Yeah.
With British Airways, it definitely would be.
You pack your arse yourself, sir. can't find it. We can't find it. Give him somebody else's. That one there. It matches, doesn't that? Sitting. Well, I was going to say sitting while your luggage comes round, but of course you can't do that because you're waiting for your arse to come round. Off you go.
Oh, is this celebrity massage?
Or you sort of go into one of these little parlours somewhere and you find it's David Dimbleby behind the counter. His brother there, dressed identically.
Would you like the full massage or
the full Dimbleby?
I'll give you an election special.
Indeed. Let's look at the old swingometer. And how's your pipette today, madam?
And you saw Mr. Prescott. Are we allowed to talk about him on the BBC?
Oh, well, I talk of little else.
No, I think we're allowed to talk about it, though obviously the BBC think it's all a bit tacky and vulgar and tasteless and prurient, and I hope we're going to do quite a lot about it.
But we won't mention cocktail sausages.
No.
So it is.
I can't believe that Quentin Letts has done the innuendo before you.
Will you be mentioning cocktail sausages, Julian?
I think we will be, yes. They're very Moorish.
Would you? Would you, with Prescott?
Are you actually asking Julian Clary if he'd shag John Prescott?
Not if he has, but if he might.
No, if he would.
Well, you know, if the lights were out.
I think if you were out. Anesthetic. Battered in the groin.
I can say it's one of the rare occasions when Boris didn't score.
What's the terrible news for footballers' wives?
It's been cancelled. It's been axed. The programme is gone.
True.
Yeah.
Would you like an extra point?
Yes, go on then.
OK.
Thank you.
Point.
So
Look, that's unfair. You can't just give him an extra point.
Do you want a point as well?
Yeah.
Do you think money makes you happy?
That's a profound one, Julian.
It's not on my card, I just came out with that.
Fantastic, spontaneous question.
Exactly.
Not necessarily is my answer.
According to Professor Lord Richard Layard...
Oh, don't listen to him. Always drunk. He's always drunk.
Do we think that's in any way libelous? Yes, I think it's.
He's always drunk, he won't notice. No, he's not always drunk. If I say that, it's OK.
Yeah.
He is really, though. Just cut that bit out.
Do you know where he's a professor?
He doesn't know himself, right?
London School of Economics.
That's what he thinks. And what does he say at the London School of Economics?
He said, when he could string a sentence together...
Yeah.
He said,
You're both going inside.
Well, for some of us, that isn't a unique experience. So anyway, what does he say?
It's not worth the wait, really.
No.
He said, extra income is not generating extra happiness. And then he said, that'll be £500, please.
I'll take it in wine.
Mine's a sweet shame. I must point out that Professor Lord Richard Laird of the London School of Economics is not always drunk.
He is! You can't get a photograph of him that's not blurred. Fucking London School of Economics. Fuck hell are you? 1957, people are much happier now. Oh, I don't know who he is. Hang on, that's your dog, isn't it?
Yes?
How are the rest of us meant to know it's your dog?
You met her in the makeup room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She was serving drinks, don't you remember?
We weren't formally introduced, though.
Can you name Valerie's father?
Oh, don't be stupid.
Is it Norman Lamont?
Yes. Have an extra point.
Thank you.
What sort of shows do you like going to see, then?
Oh, I quite like Panto, actually, Julian. Where are you next year?
Northampton. Give me strength.
There goes the East Midlands.
Can we put a special message out? If you're on the Isle of Wight, don't switch over and we like you.
Speak for yourself. Lonnie Donegan was not a dustman, but according to his #1 hit, his old man was. Does anyone remember his Cumberland Gap?
Indeed. And does the chewing gum lose its flavour on the bedpost overnight?
Yes, gambling man.
Yeah.
Gambling man.
Gambling man.
You're a gambler.
I've never heard it, have you?
No.
But we've been tiptoeing around John Prescott, haven't we? What about John Prescott?
It's a long journey. Some of us have turned it into a sponsored walk. This is the fish that burnt down a house. That's Kipper the fish, it burnt down a house. It's a catfish. It was having a fight with another fish. And the water spilled out of the bowl and went down the electric socket, and then it sent the power surge back up, and that melted the plastic roof of the fish tank, and that caught fire, and the whole house went up in flames.
You're better at that than politics, aren't you?
I don't give a stuff about politics. I never have done. Every week, is it Michael Heseltine? I don't know. Show me a fish that started a house fire.
And what caused the water to come?
Well, there's a catfish. He's swimming around his little bowl like that. He's sort of, Suddenly, he sees another catfish coming towards him. And think, I don't remember him. He wanders over, starts having a chat. The two of them have a bit of a fight, being flung over. At one point, one of the fish was actually flung out of the bowl, hit the wardrobe, bounced back off a mattress, hit the ceiling and landed back in. Incredible stunt. It's on video. Did you see it? And what happened then was he came back and he had a lighter in his hand and he had a Molotov cocktail and he says, right, you and me outside, forgetting that it was... And he got out of the tank of water, me and you inside, because then he was drowning, and he threw the politics cocktail and the whole thing went up and the bungalow, they've had to move to Cheshire.
You see, that to me sounds one of the most elaborate excuses to send to an insurance company. Because either the owner sat there, witnessed this, and did nothing, or essentially they were out, they came home to find their house burnt down and decided to blame a fish.
This is the man who, as the sign there suggests, he's the man who's been cycling around the world for about 30 or 40 years, and he's gone through every different country, he's gone this way, that way, and he arrived in Portsmouth, and in 4 hours his bike had been nicked.
What does this tell us about Britain's society at the moment?
There's not enough news.
Well, no, apparently we're regarded as the most antisocial country with the nastiest yobs.
Well, it's nice to be top at something.
I think the World Cup will change that image.
That is Mark Oaten.
With hair.
With hair?
When he had hair, he was a perfectly normal Lib Dem MP. But then he lost it and things happened.
His theory was that as soon as you go bald, it's terribly traumatising and you have to go out and find 2 rent boys. And I sympathise,
Have you been fighting down uncontrollable urges, Ian?
That morning, 1983. Oh, my goodness, I'm losing my hair. Hello?
So you had a direct line, you didn't even have to dial a number.
What song would you like played at your funeral?
George Michael's...
Yep.
Wake me up before you go.
What, and what? Now on national curriculum for babies.
Sex, drugs and rock and roll.
You think that's a joke?
It's just new words they've got to learn. Hello, good day and how do you do? All babies have got to say how do you do by 6 months.
Is it why would they have to say how do you do?
How do you do? I think it would be charming if babies could speak at 6 months.
Don't you know?
Yes. When the baby was born, how do you do? Pleased to meet you. How do you do? Rather sunny today, isn't it?
Of course, Cecil Parkinson, a lot of people don't know, was actually a joiner prior to him going to the Parliament. And he was actually going to go back to that when he lost his position in the Cabinet. But he learnt a very valuable lesson while he was there, that one loose screw collapsed the Cabinet.
It's not working. I've cut to the song. Fantastic. It gets a bigger laugh now than it did then. It's a question of timing, isn't it? 15 years later, it's funny.
Yeah. That was an all-time career low, sitting next to Derek Hatton. God.
He says the same thing, funnily enough. God, it was miserable. They hated each other, and every question was about Margaret Thatcher, so it was a dreadful,
they're
dreadful
both
show.
from Liverpool.
Both from
Curry
Liverpool.
and Hatton. And they were just...
He was talking like that, and she wasn't, and he resented the fact that she didn't talk like that anymore. What's the matter with you, Edwina? You went to university, you forgot how to speak, didn't you? When you come out, you're not one of the people. And said, oh, I don't really think that's true, actually. And I'm nobbing John Major. I cut a bit out of time because it was a gag.
Big bluffer.
Well, it's probably the poor gentleman who went to the BBC ostensibly for a job interview, and somebody came in and went, "Oh, yes, come this way," and so he followed this person, found himself sitting in a news studio, being asked questions about iPod versus something or other. Apple. Oh, Paul McCartney. Anyway.
And why didn't he say anything when he was taken off to the studio?
I think they said it's the interview, and he said, yeah, that's for me.
He didn't expect to be interviewed on air. I think that was that surprised him. But then the other guy, I'd love to have seen the other guy in reception who was sitting there waiting, and then saw his name come up on screen.
Should we have a look at it?
Yes, please.
Well, the judge in the case, as we've heard, has just ruled in favour of Apple Corps, that's the record label. So what does this all mean for the industry and the growth of music online? Well, Guy Cuny is the editor of the technology website News. Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me, because I was not expecting that. When I came, they told me something else, and I'm coming. You got an interview there, so it's a big surprise anyway.
Can we just see again the moment when he realises this is not a job interview?
I hope he gets the job, though.
I really hope so, yeah.
If he can cope with that, he can do IT. It's a secret location preserved for thousands of years by Merovingian knights. Covering up the big secret is that it's all bollocks.
Pope on a pogo stick, what?
Smashes the out the Sistine Chapel ceiling.
The MP who organised it was that bloke who was on the gay website in his underpants. What was his name?
Jeffrey Archer.
Yes.
We can cut that bit out.
I'll endorse that.
It's quite difficult to libel Archer, and you've just done it.
But it's better than Prince Charles when he was interviewed by Anton Deckpangent at the Youth Vote and saying, I'm tremendously fond of Leonard Cohen.
Imagine Charles sitting there late at night. Suzanne takes you down. Misery flowing out of him.
Helps dropping the lyrics into his speeches, like a bird on a wire. What an idiot.
Prince Charles this week has also been defending alternative medicine. And he said he was a big fan of what particular kind of complementary medicine?
Shih Tzu, or is that a dog?
Nearly. Shih Tzu is it.
Shiatsu massage.
Shiatsu.
I've had underwater shiatsu by a Dutchman called Pim de Griff.
That's the headline in itself, isn't it?
He took me into this very hot pool and he hugged me from behind and he said, let me... Let me experience the joy of aquatic bodywork, is how he put it.
And did you?
I felt better afterwards, but, you know...
You once worked with Victoria Beckham, didn't you, in
I did.
Spice World?
The classic film called Spice World.
Were you in that film?
I was.
The thing I like about you is you are honest about it. A lot of people would have said it was a great part. I thought, you know, maybe I needed to expand my roles, but no, it's bottoms and money.
Yeah.
Good.
What do you do it for?
The same.
The same. Whose bottoms?
Anyone's bottoms. I wouldn't ask me this. I actually watched this. My children were watching, and the finish entry came on, and I said, "They are so bad. If they win, I'll give all of you a fiver." They had some friends round, and then they won. So I'm severely irritated by the finish entry, to be quite honest.
You're not in debt now, by any chance, are you?
Don't do it.
Now, you're probably wondering, what's the point of all those numbers, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, well, I'm going to show you. Here are the numbers.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes. For 2 bonus points. Now, you need these, Paul. 2 bonus points. I need you to use those numbers to reach a target. And, Paul, you can cheat. You can give us a target.
4.
No, 4. No, that's a stupid target.
102. 51 times 2.
Yeah, well done.
Did we win?
No. Ian, target.
Sorry, I don't understand the game.
Give me a target. 3-figure number.
What, a government target or one that's...
One that you might have to adjust in the middle of you giving the...
OK, 207.
207 is the target, and you have to use these numbers, but you can't use any of them more than once, proper countdown rules, to make that target of 207. Your time starts now. Anyone got close? 207?
201.
201, that's very good.
Yeah, 186.
2 minus 30 is 18. 6 plus 78 is 24. It makes 207.
Yeah.
Some people thought I'd done it for real there. Yeah, that's right. Chuckle Brothers.
You were on the right lines, of course. It was the...
It is the Chuckle Brothers.
It is the Chuckle Brothers. Absolutely. Yeah. Meeting in the White House.
In the White House? The Calypso version? What's this? In the White House.
Why did Tony Blair go to Washington?
Because he was told to.
Well, nobody knows.
Ah.
Well, it's an old... to see it, nobody else knows. How would I know? I don't make his appointments.
Maybe Mark knows.
This was meant to be an exercise in humility. Bush said he shouldn't have said, "Bring 'em on."
Yeah.
He now realises that wasn't very statesmanlike.
When he said we're going to invade Iraq, he meant Iran. Is it too late to go back?
Or possibly the IRA. It's very confusing.
Or someone called Ian.
Declare war on Ian.
Terrible.
Don't put ideas into his head.
Is that marvellous? What he's
in your own time.
Yeah.
Mr. Prime Minister, can I buy you dinner? Sit there.
Do you think Tony Blair gives out on a first date?
So this is why they call it the Oval Office. Is that one of those ITV shows where celebrities sit there and watch the Pope and ask him questions? An audience with the Pope. And then Cliff Richard comes out and they sing a number together. Son, you are a bachelor boy. What
happened? Hey, still on the subject of OBE. I did. I said, "Hey," then, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. I thought, wow, we're on top gear.
Yeah, I've certainly got hey. So, Ian, this one's for you. Is Wayne Rooney likely to go to the World Cup?
Good question.
Do you know who Wayne Rooney is? I'm just checking.
I'm not a complete idiot, you know. Anyway, we're all hoping the spud-faced nipper will be off the bench and on the park.
Very good.
I went out to dinner when the semi-final of the World Cup was on, when Germany won. Rather stupidly, I was in a German car. Came down Shaftesbury Avenue to Leicester Square, surrounded by thugs. Look, it's a German car!
It's very sweet of you to think they were attacking you because of the car.
Yeah.
It's the World Cup, which starts sometime in the next month or so.
Today, in fact.
Today? So the first game's already been played?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it did very well. Who would have thought?
Quite. Amazing result.
Extraordinary.
Ooh. For those of you who don't want to know the result, look away now.
I worked with her this year.
Did you?
Yes.
In what?
Corporate.
Was it?
And I have to say, she's absolutely charming.
Oh, off.
No, she... I just think she's a really easy target.
I feel terrible now. The fight started when Danny Gormley saw his rival dancing with a girl he fancied. He tried to step... He tried to... Shall I go from the top of that room? Let me just...
Let's do the dumbed-down version.
Yeah, I'm a very easy target, aren't I?
Yeah.
I do a lot of corporates with myself. I'm actually...
I'm sorry,
a pretty
I
nice
mentioned
bloke. All right, shut up and laugh when you're meant to laugh, all right? Academics have worked out a scale of how posh we are according to our surnames. Lisa, if you might want to sit back on this round. It's not meant to embarrass anyone, it's just for fun.
It's an unusual name, though, isn't it?
Lisa?
Tarbuck.
Yeah?
Only one letter away from being a coffee chain.
Who do you think is actually the poshest here? In the panel, who do we think is the poshest?
It's got to be you.
According to the scale, 1 being the poshest and 100 being the lowest, it is me. Yes, I'm at the top. And I score 25 out of 100. Paul Merton scores 29. In fact, we're both posher than the Queen at 38.
What, Saxe Coburg not good enough?
No, it's not a posh name. Not as posh as D. O'Farrell has 43, so it's not bad. I have to say his lot came in with a fairly oikish 52. It's surprising. And Tarbuck, it doesn't matter, we'll just move on, shall we? It's just for fun, we don't want anyone embarrassed.
Was it really, really low down?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know what the poshest names you can have are?
I've got a feeling I saw the word Cadbury in there somewhere on the
Guinness.
headline.
No. See, they're all trade.
Oh,
If you're like me, you'd know that. You'd know the difference.
Is it Cholmondeley Marshbanks?
I spent a full night's holiday there.
Joint poshest names are Pallet, Seligman, Margolis, Oppenheim and Wolfson. Careful what you say, because a lot of my best friends are on that list. They did the same with first names. Lisa comes out with a score of 89, which is quite low. So I get the champagne, and with your combined scores, Lisa, you get to stay behind and mop the floor afterwards.
I'll do a bloody good job of it as well, I'll tell you.
And how did the Sun report the story, did you see? Wayne Riddock, chaviest name.
How did Wayne feel about that?
He's your boyfriend. How did he feel? Welsh say we're not what?
Talking in a real language, it's just to annoy you.
We're not having any headaches this year.
Well, I'll give you the answer now. Welsh say we're not simpletons who love mining and singing. Yes, Welsh people have said that a new pot noodle advert unfairly stereotypes them. Talking of pot noodles, a little bonus thing. Does anyone know what they're calling the new vegetarian version in Korea?
Oh, is it pot poodles?
You're nearly there. Not poodles.
Not
poodles. And for people who smoke cannabis, pot noodles.
Cambodian dictator, Pol Pot noodles.
Is there a musical version coming out? Top of the pot noodles.
I so wish I could come up with one.
Cranberry lovers, piss pot noodles.
There's one for babies, cot noodles. Oh, f*** off.
They've got one in Lancashire, have you heard about that? Pot noodles, yeah.
There's one that you eat down caves.
Pothole noodles.
Thank you. At least let me get it out.
I was trying to spread the blame around. This has been the best bit of the show. Forget all this, who did this, he did that. Make up names of pot noodles to laugh at, everybody's happy.
There's the ones the police eat in their car.
Yeah.
Shot noodles.
Have you got a cold snot noodles?
That's pretty much what they are if you haven't got a cold, isn't it?
They're doing a new version based on I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Me, it's pot noodles. You've got to be desperately lonely to make one of them, haven't you?
Yeah, very.
Still, let's forget that. If you, Has anybody singing out there? Yeah, I've had those when I've been sad.
It's true.
I just had a vision of the Deputy Prime Minister alone in his room with Prescott noodles.
And you find yourself following the instructions carefully. Oh, you've got to put the lid back on and leave it for 2 minutes. And then...
Oh, I do. I'm not as patient as that. I just stick it in my mouth and get a load of hot water and just go... Saves on cutlery.
Yeah. New EastEnders one, dot noodles. I'm thinking all the time.
You're going through the alphabet. A, dot.
All this time and he got to D.
D. Trying to work out bot, short for bottom.
There's
bottom
more to
noodles.
come, there has to be.
Oh, there's the one that's anonymous. What? What noodles? That's the best bit of the show. Oh, we'll stop now. Stop, right.
Stop
Can we?
Professional intensity.
Yeah. Thank you for that. There's the one you have on the boat, yacht noodles.
You've gone to the other end of the alphabet.
He thought, I'll start from the back, they won't know this. Yeah. 20 minutes going zot noodles.
The sad thing is, I went all the way through. I didn't...